Going live. What's going on, guys? Mark Freeman coming at you live from the Philippines. Welcome to the reaction live stream. This is where I go through my search history on my YouTube channel and we react to videos that I've been watching recently. Most of them are about, let's see, hold on. Most of them are about, where's the remote? Oh, here it is. Most of them are about the collapse of America and just the collapse of Western civilization as a whole. Let me fix this fan right here because I'm pretty sure you guys can hear that wind blowing in my microphone. Got a new fan. It's actually really nice. It's a really nice fan. Let me lower it down. All right. Let's get into the first video, guys. Let's see. It's going to be get out of America while you still can. Travel bans are already going into effect. Looks like Mexico is going to start to ban travel. Now, it's probably not Mexico banning your travel. It's probably America telling Mexico to ban your travel. So let's see. Let me share the screen here. But yeah, so this is pretty predictable. I mean, you don't have to be a prophet to know that the southern and northern borders of America will be shut down, because as Americans start to realize that there is no hope, they will desperately try to make an escape, but it will be too late because God has already called his people out. The signs have already been there, and the people ignored the signs. Americans are really kind of clueless because they kind of just going on with life as if everything's normal, and it is very not normal. America sure is. Okay, well, good luck with that. Hope that works out for you guys. I don't think it is, but it's okay. It's okay. So let's get into the first video. If you're not out of America already, in my personal opinion, it's already too late for you. You're not going to be able to escape, but people are still, because it's going to get so bad in America, the wrath of God will be so bad in America that obviously people will try to make a desperate attempt to escape, and they're going to make those escapes through, Canada into Mexico. We've seen this in TV shows already. In Handmaid's Tale, people were trying to seek asylum in Canada. So America, Canada, Mexico are going to lock down their borders to make sure that you Americans stay in there. That's what this whole wall has been about this whole time. They sold it to you guys as if it was about immigration. But as you can see, it's not really about immigration. I mean, even the ICE, they're not really attacking the immigrants. All I see on the news is American citizens being attacked by the ICE. The ICE is the Gestapo. That's the boots on the ground police to keep you guys under control when you guys realize you're screwed. And then you start to we're gonna rise up. We're gonna cause a rebellion. Well, they already got something for your ass in America. They're gonna have that National Guard there. They're gonna have that ICE there. They're gonna be pointing them lasers and those what do they have, those machines, those sound waves they send at you to make your nose bleed and make you go crazy. Yeah, they're going to be that crowd control sound boom thing. And the heat ray, they have the heat rays. Oh, you guys are going to get sprayed with the heat ray gun. Oh, it's going to be good times. It's going to be good times watching it from this side of the world. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the TikTok videos of Americans getting melted by their own government. Their own government heat wave machines, microwave machines. Stop resisting. Go back to your home, pay your taxes, and make babies. We need future soldiers to control you crazies. You crazy Americans. You make babies. They join the army, and they turn against their own people. That's the American spirit. Americans controlling Americans. The important Americans control the not important, useful idiots. All right, let's get into the video.
It's not happening.
Let me rewind it.
I'm sounding the alarm again.
Turn it up.
I'm sounding the alarm.
Sounding the alarm.
President Trump just said that the trade war between the US and Mexico is now being implemented, and it actually means that you will not find flights from Mexico to America. Let's get into this. Yahoo News just published this article, and I read it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to alert the family here. I need to let y'all know that the lockdown is happening, but it's not happening all at once. It's happening in phases. It's happening quietly. It's happening behind the scenes.
Of course.
Trade wars and this.
Of course, they're not gonna. Americans have no idea. They're gonna literally show up at the airport like Americans still think they're free. Americans have never been free, but they've always believed they were free. And so they're still going to be like showing up at the airport like, okay, I'm ready to leave America now. I'm free to do as I please. And then that's why they put the ICE agents at the airport too. It's not for the immigrants. ICE is at the airport to keep Americans in. They're not there for immigrants. So they know when you guys start to realize, when the heat gets turned up, you frogs finally realize it's time to jump out of this pot. ICE is going to be there waiting for your ass at the airport, talking about, go back home. I don't care if you spent $9,000 on a ticket. That plane ain't leaving. These planes are grounded. You are not important enough. You are not Elon Musk. You are not Trump. You are not getting out of America. Take your ass back home, pay your taxes, and make a baby so we can put that baby into our military to control you.
Closure and that, but listen, it's happening nonetheless. The global skies are changing, and listen, it is not for the better. In a bold move, echoing.
I already predicted this. I'm not calling myself a prophet because you don't have to be a prophet to know these things. You just have to read the Bible and watch the news and maybe watch a little bit of TV, because they do tell you what they're going to do in the TV shows. This is why I always reference The Handmaid's Tale. This happens in The Handmaid's Tale. It just happens with Canada.
Growing tensions around global movement, President Donald Trump's administration announced new restrictions on Mexican flights today, July 20th, threatening to unravel a key airline alliance with Delta and Aero Mexico.
Bam!
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy cited violations of the U.S.-Mexico Aviation Treaty after Mexico forced airlines to reroute from the established Benito Juarez International Airport to the newer Felipe Angeles Airport, over 30 miles away. America first means fighting for fairness.
Okay, so what are they upset about? Mexico says they want to reroute the planes to a different airport, maybe a new airport that they just built. So maybe they're just trying to drum up some business for the new airport. This makes sense. I understand it's probably costing American Airlines more for, I don't know, gas, jet fuel or something. But economically for Mexico, it's their airspace. I think they can do what they want, 30 miles is not that big a deal. So I don't understand. Maybe I think obviously it's about money, probably some extra expenses for the airports, for the airlines. And so probably the airlines went crying to Trump, make them stop, Trump. And Mexico is like, this is our airspace. We can make you go wherever we want. And it's not like they're being mean. They're just saying, hey, look, we got this new airport we just built over here. It's really nice. We would kind of like some of these planes to go land over there and just kind of get the ball rolling in our new airport over here. So doesn't seem like a big deal, but they're making it a big deal because they need to redirect your attention. They want you to be mad at Mexico instead of being mad at the American government for restricting your travel.
Said Duffy, this should be a warning to any nation attempting to exploit the U.S. carriers or our market. What? But listen, this is not
exploit
just
the
about
U.S. carriers.
This is about a broader pattern that includes bank account freezers, embassy closures, and regulatory shifts happening in real time to control your movement under the guise of trade or security.
Boom.
So let's talk about.
That's what I just said. It is a guise. It is a disguise. It is a distraction. It is a redirection. They are trying to tell you that, oh, the Mexican government is being mean. The Mexican government is unfair to America. So you can't fly there no more. And I don't know if you like, you Americans are kind of gullible with your own government. I think you're believing the lies. Some of you probably aren't, but the majority of you are down with the system. You're like, yeah, bad Mexico. I don't want to go to Mexico anyways. Until there's no water, there's no electricity, there's no internet, and there's men in black with big guns at your door forcing you to impregnate your wife. And if you don't do it, they will. You're fine with America. You love America. Until your government turns against you, because it never cared about you. You were never free. You were always cattle. And you know what? You're not making enough babies for them anymore. So now it's either going to be you willingly start making some babies, or guns are going to show up at your door. And one way or another, your fat ass wife is getting pregnant. Your fat ass American wife is going to make another baby for the government, whether you do it or they do it.
This pattern, we talked about how one of the routes is going to be extinguished or suspended from New York to France through one of the Nord Airways, okay? And that's just the first one. If you are not in the know, Singapore has also dropped their airlines to the US. Actually, it has decreased 30% since April 25.
So that's the other, aspect of the situation that probably isn't being discussed enough, is that America is hated by the world. So not only will you Americans be locked in by your own government, what other countries are going to allow you into their country? Once, you think if things get any worse than they already are, you Americans are like, they've already, like, I think the American government issued like a warning, like a travel warning, like, oh, be safe when you're traveling, because we've caused so much global problems that you personally might be attacked because the world hates us. So if you're traveling and you just look American, people might feel some type of way and try to harm you because you have caused economic damage to their that America has economically caused problems for their country. So as things progress, as things get even worse than they already are economically for countries all around the world, and everybody points the finger at America, these countries might not want you American citizens in there. So your own government's going to lock you in, and then you're going to have a hard time finding another country to accept you in. What does look American like? I don't know. Like, arrogant. America looks arrogant. Everyone can recognize an American by their arrogance in another country. Arrogance, louder, ruder, angrier, moodier. What's the other word I'm looking for? Entitled. Trust me, they know you're American by the way you act, but even by the way you walk. They can tell if you're an American by the way you walk, your impatience. So yeah, many factors can determine. People can determine, foreigners, other countries can determine very quickly whether or not you're an American, just by the way you conduct yourself in public as an American.
Singapore to America Airways have decreased 30%, and Singapore cited ongoing route optimization.
That's not a big problem because Americans can't afford to live in Singapore. Singapore's too expensive for Americans. So they're not going there.
okay? But insiders point to pressure from Washington over crypto policy non-alignment. Listen, this is a silent lockdown, not by
Bam!
force, but by
Got him.
logistics,
Got him,
legal
Jesus.
bottlenecks, and bureaucratic delay.
A silent
So let's talk
lockdown.
about why this matters
That's
for
what I
you,
said.
especially if you are a business owner.
That's what I said. You guys, they're not going to be broadcasting this on the news. You guys are just going to show up at the airport with your ticket and your suitcase. I'm ready to go on my vacation. And ICE is going to have two big ass guns pointed at your head. You ain't going nowhere, buddy. You turn your ass around, you go right back home. But then you arrogant. This is why these Americans are actually getting shot by ICE, because they're the arrogance of American. I'm free. You can't do this to me. And then they just go, pow, pow. They did it. And no one cares anymore. What's that white? They killed a white woman. That's how you know America is screwed. They are murdering white women and getting away with it. No riots. There was no, what was it? The George Floyd thing, whole riots, burning down the city. They murdered a white woman and nobody did nothing. Nobody cared. I mean, yeah, she was obstructing justice, but still, they probably could have handled that without lethal force. I mean, it's one little white woman. Geez, they could have just rammed her car with their car and, you know, arrested her. They did not have to shoot her. So, but they did. So that's, I mean, to me, that's the scariest thing ever. When white women, not even a white man, like if it was a white man, I wouldn't be alarmed. But the fact that it's a woman, all right, because we know America is a matriarchal, female God worshiping country. But now they're shooting their own gods.
You work online, you have your businesses online, or maybe you have some type of international business going on, you are going to see reduced access to home countries. As routes close or become more expensive, expats may...
I'm actually seeing it already too, by the way. Maybe no one's really noticing it, but I've noticed in the past few weeks, bank transfers are taking longer. And I mean like days longer than they used to. You used to be able to transfer money within 24 hours. Sometimes even sooner than that, you could transfer money within, depending on what applications you're using. Sometimes you can transfer money within minutes. But if you're doing like a bank-to-bank transfer, it takes a little bit longer. So I'm noticing that money transfers are taking a lot longer. And I mean like days. Like the last transfer I made, I waited like 3 days. And I've never had to wait that long for a bank transfer. So that's a sign to me that the money just isn't there. Like you think you have the money, but the bank doesn't have the money. And that's why they're waiting for the money to come from somewhere else. It's a scheme. It's a scam. It's a big old pyramid scheme. You put your money in the bank, they go do something with your money, and maybe they lost it and now they don't have it. And so I'm just saying that's another sign that something ain't right. When bank transfers go from like 1 day to 3 days to 4 days, that's a sign. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing. I didn't have to wait this long for bank transfers, like a month ago. So what's the reason? I don't know what the reason is. I'm just saying it's something to be considering. Something's going on in the background we don't know about yet.
Find it harder to return for emergencies, renew documents, or manage properties. This is a very real scenario. This is something that you need to plan for. And this is why I'm so honored.
That's another thing. Actually, Canada, you can't even leave Canada. So I actually did another video about Canada is actually basically taxing you. If you leave Canada, they will tax you on every single thing you own as if you've sold it, even if you haven't sold it. I'm just saying. All right. I think you guys get the point on this one. We don't need to if you haven't got the point, you're not going to get it. So it doesn't matter. Let's see what else we have here. Rebellion. Okay, this guy's kind of a hit or miss sometimes, but we'll see what he has to say about this one anyway. I haven't seen this video at all.
Lord is his name. He is mighty in battle, so we don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Don't be concerned. Don't be worried about this. The Bible says when Jesus comes in the glories of heaven, he's going to be a comfort.
How come Christians, every time Christians are saying, you don't have to be afraid, they say it as if they're kind of afraid. You don't have to be afraid. I don't get it. Just an observation.
By the hosts of heaven, the angels coming for battle. The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his name. He is mighty in battle, so we don't have to be afraid.
Praise God.
You don't have to be afraid. Don't be concerned. Don't be worried about this.
I'm not.
Don't be anxious in fear.
I'm not.
But you do need to be awake.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, don't live in fear like God. I know these Christians are always like, God's got it and God's under control. And sometimes I think they're really just trying to convince themselves because they don't really believe it. So you have to really believe that God is in control. And then you kind of get that peace of mind that everything's going to be okay for you. For you, everything's going to be okay. For the most of the world, it's not. I'm sorry. It's just not. You're going to be watching the show, and you have to have a relationship with God where you are in communication with God on a regular basis. That's another thing, is that most Christians do not have a relationship with God where they are in communication with him on a regular basis. And it has to be a two-way communication. And most of it is going to be you talking to God. But when God speaks to you, you know it's God. And then the next thing is you have to obey what God tells you. Okay? Because he's doing it to protect you from what's going to happen, maybe even to protect you from his own wrath on the people. God's going to pour his wrath on the people, on America. And God specifically chose to tell you, hey, I'm about to pour this wrath out. Get out of America because I don't want you to be part of the wrath. So this is the reason why these Christians are not getting the message to get out of America, is because they do not have a relationship with God where they are in communication with God on a regular basis. And since they are not talking to God, God is not talking to them, or they can't really hear from God because they haven't developed a relationship. They haven't developed a frequency to know when God is speaking. They can't even be still and silent long enough to listen, to hear anything, So they haven't developed discernment. They haven't got wisdom. See, when you have a relationship with God, it's not just about talking to God. God will pour some wisdom into you. God will tell you things. God will tell you how to do things that you didn't even know how to do. This is how Noah built the ark. Nobody had ever built a boat. At least I don't think so. And for sure not a boat that big. He had to be in constant communication with God, because God had to be able to tell him how to do these things, or like the Matrix, God downloaded the information into Noah that he just instantly knew how to do it. So there's sometimes when God isn't really talking to you, he's just putting things in your mind, and you recognize this is something God wants me to know, or God wants me to understand, and I have to obey this, do this command. It could be big things, it could be small things. Honestly, sometimes God has told me some small things that would not have impacted my life, but it was just God reminding me, I can teach you things. I can make you know things that you don't know, whether it's big or small. Just the other day, God told me something. It was a small thing. It wasn't even really important. I was just trying to fix something in my house. And I was trying to fix something, and I wasn't doing it right. And it just looked sloppy. And I don't know why. I was just like taking a nap, and like I was half asleep, and God told me how to do it right. And I was like, wow. And then I just woke up and I was like, why didn't I think of that? That is so much, it's so simple.
So it could be something small that God can put in your mind, download into your brain, and then you know how to do something that you didn't know how to do before. So the point is relationship with God. If you don't have a relationship with God, you are not going to be protected in the end times. You are not going to be able to hear from God. You are not going to be able to obey God's command. When God says, leave this place, when God says, move from here, you are not going to hear it. And then you're going to suffer the wrath with all the other people, because your relationship with God is not strong enough. It's not consistent. That's another thing. You need a consistent relationship with God. It has to be every day, literally every day. At least once a day, you got to be talking to God, if not more than that.
The root issue underneath all conflict and chaos and deception, all the darkness, is rebellion. That is what I want to really focus on here before we get out of here, is rebellion. It's the refusal to submit to the righteous government of God. That is the root of the war, the root that we're in right now, the war that we're in right now. Not UFOs. It's not politics or culture. It's not technology. It's not even demons. The root of it is not demons. The root of it is rebellion against God. And so I want you to think of this like a tree. The branches are the symptoms we see. So the root is rebellion. The branches are the symptoms. Does that make sense? So underneath the tree, you can't see it, but it's rebellion. But the branches that come out, that is the symptoms, like violence, confusion, addiction, sexual brokenness, hatred, war, pride, deception, occult practices, false religions, false gospels, people chasing spiritual experiences apart from Christ. Those are the symptoms of rebellion. The trunk may be the systems that carry culture and those kinds of things, but the root is still rebellion. When the creature refuses to submit to the Creator, that is what began the chaos. That is what continues the chaos. And that is what Jesus came to confront and overcome. Jesus came to do battle against this. That is why he says in the Lord's Prayer, he tells us, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I know.
Okay, I think this is just a preaching monologue. I thought this was a video about something. Apparently it's not. I think maybe it's just an excerpt from one of his other live streams. So we'll just remove that one. This one I'm going to save for later. This one's a little bit long. Let's see what else we got here. No. Oh, Incredible Hulk. I kind of want to see the new Spider-Man just because Incredible Hulk is in it. And geez, can somebody please make another Hulk movie? Can they please? Why? Oh, I think there was like some copyright issues or something. I don't know. I just don't understand why Hulk can't get a freaking another movie, like a whole trilogy. Why can't Hulk get a trilogy? I'm sorry. I'm going to stop ranting and raving about that. You know what? I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a meme. I'm going to make a meme about it. I will not be satisfied. I will not be happy till I make a meme. And maybe my meme will reach somebody with the means in Hollywood to make stupid Hulk movie. Why can't Hulk get another movie? I really like Hulk. I mean, I really do. I think Hulk embodies all of us. He's one of the superheroes that we can really relate to. Like Spider-Man's cool, Superman, all those others. They're cool, but I mean, not relatable, not as relatable. I'm going off on a whole tangent here. Chinese population collapse. Yeah, Chinese did. Okay, we'll just do this. We'll just do a little bit of this one.
I wouldn't say.
Let me just rewind this here. And there's no sound. Come on, bro, get it together.
I think that's why peace feels so foreign to so many men right now. Because we've trained ourselves to stay in that survival mode. Always thinking, always carrying weight, always preparing for the next hit. And eventually that catches up to you mentally.
Yeah.
You stop laughing the same. Stop feeling motivated. You stop feeling connected to anything. You're physically here, but mentally you're checked out. And I think more men need to hear this. You don't always need to man up. Sometimes you need to slow down, get quiet, get around good people,
the Lord.
spend time outside, put the phone down, breathe for a minute. Because if you stay in survival mode long enough, you forget who you were before life got heavy.
Yeah.
If you needed to hear this, I want you to like it. I want you to drop a comment. Tell me about your situation. And I want you to share this with somebody who needs to hear it. And follow me, because we're building something great, and I want you to be a part of that. I heard a quote.
Yeah, he's stating facts on steroids. Let me, where'd it go? Let me link this to you guys. Hopefully this is still the
Other day.
correct link. In case you guys want it. But yeah, I think that sums up where I'd like to go today. I would like to examine where a lot of guys' lives are right now and see if there's a pathway to something better, something that resembles, I mean, if not the good life, at least the peaceful life. Yeah, we're living and surviving all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dumb ads. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to look at a few videos from guys who are they're talking about this just endurance that they're doing, just that feeling of maybe just carrying the weight constantly and not actually thriving, not actually feeling like they have rewards for any of it. And I want to see if there's a way we can connect the dots between where a lot of these guys are and something better. Because we talk on this channel a lot about the problems. We talk a lot about what men are up against. And there've been a number of guys who've been saying that they'd like pathways. They'd like something that can get them to some kind of better life. Maybe not perfect. Maybe we don't get everything that we want, but at least something that we don't, either hate or feel like we just have to endure and numb ourselves to make it through.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at sort of an intro to this trend that I mentioned.
Hi guys. I've recently noticed a trend on YouTube of guys like me just sitting in front of the camera and talking about how they feel like a loser or like they're a failure or they haven't accomplished anything. Usually this type of video has like a thumbnail of a guy looking sad. And I just want to share that I think this trend is interesting and kind of cool. I think it's refreshing for like normal guys. And more often than not, they aren't failures. They're sharing what a lot of people are going through in life.
Yeah.
And you can see that reflected.
Yeah, that's true. The manosphere, say what you want about the manosphere. There are some extremes, but I think the manosphere does a lot of good for men. When you first find the manosphere as a man, it really does encourage you and really just, help you keep going. And so it's very, very important that the manosphere is there. There are some extremes. There are a lot of men who kind of get stuck in the manosphere and they don't really develop. They just kind of keep cycling through things. But for a man who can, self-develop, the manosphere is helpful. But you do kind of have to, like, I still watch manosphere content, but I'm at the point where I don't need manosphere content, right? Like when I first found the manosphere, I needed the manosphere. But you have to graduate out of it to where you're like, I like the manosphere, I appreciate the manosphere, but now I'm at a point in my life where I no longer am emotionally dependent on this internet space, right? If it's like that, if that makes sense. I think yes. I'm sorry. Back to the video. Put the video back. Oh, put it back. There it goes.
In the comment section, people who are struggling to get jobs, people who feel like they're still a kid, but they're adults and they don't know how to navigate life without like a solid ground.
Okay.
And it's almost become a genre.
It's okay if you still want to play with toys.
If you're an adult who still wants to play with toys and color, it's perfectly fine. Why can't that be something that we don't like stigmatize? Right? We tell all these other LGBTQIA+ people that it's okay, like their weirdness is okay. But when adults want to play with toys, we make fun of them. Right, sweetie?
Yeah.
Like, why is it okay to be gay, but it's not okay to play with toys?
So what we're gonna do.
Okay. Rachel said it's not okay to be gay. I'm just saying society accepts being gay more than they accept like adults playing with toys. Even though there's a lot of adults who like to collect toys.
Of confessional. I think on First
Are you okay? Are you sure?
impulse.
This guy does a lot of parody videos, but
like, oh, what kind of
this
sad
one
person
isn't.
am I going to see? Usually, what happens is that you get an insight into how a lot of people are feeling around the world about themselves, just trying to survive in the modern times. So I just wanted to comment on that real quick. I'm not saying that I'm a failure or a loser. I'm talking about that type of video. I'm definitely not. I'm not a failure.
This guy is a big liberal. Yeah, he looks like it. I'm just reading the comment right here. It's very small, so I don't think you guys can see it. This guy is a big liberal. Yeah, I think I've seen this guy's videos before. And yeah, he's super liberal. Super. Let's go back here. Let's just skip this guy because he's stupid.
Just go outside. Quiet down. Get away from the doom scroll. Right? Things like that. So I think some of it is, just that. Start with that connection with other bros, other guys. Finding men's groups with
Men aren't living anymore. They're enduring. Yeah.
help.
Bros need bros. Bros need bros. Honestly, men just need like one friend and they're good.
We have a men's group at my church on Saturday mornings. We have conversations about stuff like this and how we can affect
Oh, Lord. Don't be friends with the guys at church. Those guys are some beta male cucks.
change in our church. Yeah, what can we do? Found and run more male-only purpose-oriented small groups within the week. Fishing, hunting, Bible study, tinkering. As iron sharpens iron. Yeah. 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 Remember what logic says, that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one? Yeah, too hot to go outside. Yeah, when we confide in each other, brothers, we cannot humiliate each other. When they see us standing together, they'll get mad but can't stand against us. Well, yeah, and that's a big part of it. Is that relates to the community influence side of it, because there is some wider brokenness in the community.
Yep.
And it's going to take large numbers of men rallying together. That's a part of it. I firmly believe that that's going to be part of finding meaning and purpose and fullness for a lot of guys. It's in the middle of the fight to retake the church from bad ideas, bad ideologies that have overtaken it.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
And to enter in as reclaimers.
You're not going to reclaim the Western church from Western women and matriarchy. It's just not going to happen. They're going to throw you out of the church. They're going to arrest you. You're going to go to jail.
To retake it.
It doesn't matter how many men you have trying to retake the church. They will throw all of you in jail. This is a cope, I guess. I don't know. A hope.
Now, when you gather up into those groups, you start talking about it. You start forming that band of guys. You're absolutely right. People will get upset because it makes them uncomfortable. They see the strength of men. They understand exactly what it is when they see you together. Right? Yeah. Joy equals Jesus, others you. Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it as well. And that's another thing. That's a set of things we can get into more as we go on. Let's see. Personally, I urge my fellow brethren to prepare yourselves as much as possible. A traditional marriage may be lost to most of us, but enter into positions of power and quietly fight the system back.
That's not going to work.
That's good.
They're not going
like
to let
that.
you up
So-
the chain of command. I understand that's a theory, an idea about, you know, getting into these positions of power, but once you just think about your job, like at work. They know who they already know who they want to promote. You can apply for the job, but they've already chosen the person, and it ain't you. Because they know something about you, they've watched you, they've studied you, they know that your personality type is just not going to be a good fit. Trust me. When you're red pill, whether you talk about it or not, people know it. When you have Jesus, whether you talk about it or not, people know it. And they don't like it. And so it doesn't matter if you go and apply for those jobs, you're not getting it. You're not getting into those positions of power. This is another, I understand these guys are trying to figure something out, but it's just not. It's not going to work. Only thing that's going to work is absolute, complete wrath of God collapsing the entire Western civilization.
So, yeah. So basically, get yourselves into positions of influence. Right now, the current men of influence don't really have any interest in.
They're not even going to let you close to a position of influence. Okay, I gave the job example. It's the same thing in the church. So you're at work, you're applying for these positions. You're like, I don't know what's going on. I have all the skills. I have all the education. I have the experience, and I'm not getting the job. It's not because of your skills, education, and experience. It's because they know who you are. They know your true self, and they know that your true self is not evil like them. They would rather have another idiot who is evil like them than a capable person who is not. That's just the way it works. It's the same thing at work. It's the same thing at church. It's the same thing in politics. You, as a decent human being, are not going to be even allowed anywhere near a position of leadership or authority when they know that you actually have the true God with you, especially if you're in church. When you go to church, and this is why they don't let men do anything in church. The only thing they let you men do at church is be a security guard and open and close doors and carry heavy things. The only thing men are allowed to do in church is carry heavy things, protect the people, jump in front of the pastor if somebody goes crazy, and open and close the door for all the fat ladies. Bring the wheelchairs around for the fat women, can't walk. That's the only thing you men are allowed to do at church. Trust me, try to get a position of authority. You're going to get shot down every single time. If you are a righteous man, if you are a truly biblical, godly man, they know it. The demons inside them can see your light, and they will try to keep you down. Only God can exalt you. No man in this world can exalt you. So don't go to them asking for promotion and position. Go to God and ask God to exalt you and give you promotion and positions of authority in this world. That's how you navigate the system. That is how you win in a system, in a demonic system that hates you. You with God. And that is the only way. There is no other way. You with God. I'll see you guys in the next one.